Hello, Karthik. How are you today?
I'm awesome. How about you, Kaushik?
Amazing, as always. Yes,
Awesome.
Karthik.
Yeah.
So
So,
I have an extremely interesting topic I want to talk to you about today. How
yeah,
do you repurpose content? Content is a gold mine. So
yeah,
when you come up with it, you definitely don't want to just put out a post and forget about it. How do you repurpose?
yeah. Such an awesome topic and such a contextual topic to be speaking about, Kaushik. And so this stems from the fact that a lot of people think that once you create content, for example, once you create a really long blog post, that blog post is just going to sit out there and nobody's going to care about it. People forget about it, right? The people who wrote it, they don't care enough about repurposing it, right? But then a simple blog can be converted into an infographic by taking the key takeaways from the blog, right? A blog can be converted into a video series, right? So if you publish a 3,000 word blog, why not do a 5-minute video on it, right? Brian Dean does it very effectively, and he's got a very really good blog on repurposing content, which is probably ranks top number one on Google right now.
19 from
But
Backlinko, right?
backlink, exactly. So he says this very explicitly. He clearly calls this out, that saying that every piece of content can be broken into smaller chunks. A massive post can be broken down into smaller tweets, right? So which means that you need to plan for those tweets while you're already writing the blog, right? um, then like I said, smaller blog posts, video graphics, podcasts. There's so much that you can do with a simple blog that you write. But what is important for us to realize is that once you create content, please do not forget it, that it's going to rest there forever and people are going to discover it. It is our job to make sure that there are multiple pieces, multiple chunks of it across the internet that people can read, relate to it, and come and read your masterpiece. So that's what I'd like to say about repurposing content.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Don't just let it sit on the shelf, right?
yeah. So
So
important.
so I use this Microsoft Swift key keyboard for my Android mobile, and what happens is when I type, I'll keep the keyboard automatically predicts repurposing. That's how many times I've used it. It's crazy. So it says I'll keep, you posted is one of the predictions, and then the next one says repurposing. Like that's how many times I use this. So one small heads up when you repurpose, don't do it too often though. People are gonna get tired. So if I'm talking about, let's say, how do you create content consistently? Let's just take this topic. I will not
Yeah,
talk about this for at least another month. So
yeah,
by that time, I've spoken about so many things. And then the next time when I talk about it, or when Karthik and I talk about it, we will add a different spin to it. It'll have a
yeah,
different narrative and a story, but the
yeah,
underlying facts would be the same thing. So that's
yeah,
how that's something you should always keep in mind when you repurpose. And hey, as
yeah,
Karthik mentioned, you never know. This video series might become a YouTube channel. It might become a podcast. It might become Quora answers. You never know. These might be broken down into a blog post. There are
yeah.
infinite possibilities to repurpose.
Exactly,
Always
exactly.
be repurposing.
Yeah. I just want to round off this conversation with one thing, one thought that I got, Kaushik, and that is, you spoke about a very valuable point there, and that is, don't keep it very frequently, right? And that's such a valuable point. You don't want to bore people to death with your repurposing content. So we need to find the right frequency, right? Let's say you published a blog today, maybe 7 days later, put out uh, an infographic about it, or maybe a fortnight later, you can do a small video snippet about it, or 1 month later, you can do a podcast on it. So this is very important. So content frequency is as important as repurposing content. While all of it point to the same piece, it's important to make sure that they are well spread across the entire gamut of operations that you have. Don't just repurpose it everything within the same week. Uh, People are going to be bored to it, but do it, spread it across. Yeah. Thank you. That was a
Definitely.
fantastic conversation.
Love this today. All right, we will see you guys next week. So do not forget, you've put in a lot of effort to create your content. Do not let it just sit in the shelf. Make sure you keep repurposing. Make sure you keep commenting. Make sure you keep letting us what topics you want to discuss about. We will see you next week.
Cheers, Kaushik. Bye.